And go.
Hey, Wayne, here we go again.
Woo!
It's a little it's May 5th, right?
Yeah, Cinco de Domingo, but
And,
it's cold out.
It's not a really warm day. It's not bad. It's we're outside here at the studio.
The studio.
One thing I want to say,
Sure.
in our old neighborhood there, we had a lot of dear friends, and our buddies' parents were almost like moms and dads to us. And I guess Mrs. Shelfie, for a lot of you guys out there that watch the show, probably know who I mean. She's not feeling real well, so keep her in your thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, unfortunately, 93 years old, and yeah, the old body just doesn't hang in there. But start out with the Bills draft. I thought starting at 30th overall, with that's what you do when you win, guys. You don't get the quarterback at 3. I thought the Bills did another heroic job of getting things ready for not only now, but when those contracts come up, and we don't have the cap room because we're paying Josh $40 million, and we're paying Edwards, 15. So I think it was a real good draft.
Edmonds, you're right. And by the way, they did pick up their 5th years.
They did.
If any of you guys don't know that, I'm sure you do.
If not, you're living under a rock. But okay.
That could be too. But I thought the Bills did a great job there for what was available. The offensive weapons. I know a lot of people offense, but you still got to do something to stop that other team. Yeah. And Rousseau looks like a diamond in the rough. He's a big kid. He can rush between the tackles.
That's a nice thing too. They can throw him inside height. By the way, I don't know if you saw the video the Bills put out of his visit when they flew him in.
No, I did not.
What a just a class young man. He's walking around. Yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am. Walking to everybody. I'm talking the guy that takes the garbage out, shaking hands. Hi, Greg Rousseau, nice to meet you. I mean, you could say it's all staged, but you can tell this kid was brought up right.
No.
And it's really, I'm sorry, I'm one of these guys that think that culture does matter.
Oh, I'm a believer in that too. He's he took last year off because of the COVID and his family and stuff, and did nothing but work out. And if you talk to his coach said he would have been a top 15 pick had he played this year.
Yeah.
He was, the Redskins took a guy, Washington football team, Chase Young, was it? The defensive lineman?
From Ohio State. Yeah,
he was second to him in sacks that year.
By half a sack.
One of his years he did break his ankle and he was out. But love that pick. Time will tell.
If any of you watched our show, we really thought it was going to be Ojulari from Georgia. And there are people, I think Mark Gaughan of the Buffalo News said that we're going to regret not taking him. We'll see. But I think what we did is we picked guys that can be molded. They can come in here in the rotation this year, the first 2 guys, and Basham and Rousseau, and they can come in the rotation, and then get some under their belt, and then maybe they start in a year or 2.
Well, I don't know where. I thought too the Georgia guy was going to be ours, but maybe height was the difference there. He was 6'3". Mm-hmm. This kid's 6'7".
6'7".
And the Bills, you don't get a lot of sacks on these quarterbacks today, but if you can hurry them and disrupt those passing lanes, that's what that means. That
was really brilliant.
That's a big thing.
Well, especially that dink and dunk shit out of New England, because now they got dink and dunk too. Right. By the way, he falls to him, Matt Jones, because the Vikings don't have balls enough to move up. So that leaves him there, and I personally think Denver should also take in a quarterback. So it falls right into the genius's lap. But you know what? I'm okay with it because I don't think he's anything special.
No, and like I said that night, it wasn't rated as a very good quarterback draft, and I don't think Minnesota. I think if it's Fields, maybe they do trade up, but I don't. And we all could be wrong about Mac Jones,
you're
right?
You're
but
right.
I don't see that there. And Denver went and got. I know he's a career. What is he? The ex-Tennessee Titan. They traded for or signed quarterback.
No, didn't they get Teddy Bridgewater?
That's what I mean, Bridgewater. Yeah. Didn't he play for Tennessee?
Not that I know.
No.
Carolina and Minnesota.
Okay.
And New Orleans.
I'm sorry, then wrong teams. But they brought him in. I think they're going to go with that, and maybe they still have faith in Locke. Is it Locke?
Locke.
And I don't think it was a very good quarterback draft. Trevor Lawrence, I think, is good. Mm-hmm. The Zach Wilson kid, the Jets took.
Man, he looks like a choir boy to me. I think one good hit, you're going to break him in half. Same with Mac Jones. These guys look like little midgets.
And
no offense, Steve, but they look like Steve Tasker as a quarterback.
And no offense too, but a lot of the racial stuff gets brought up because of Fields. I don't think any of that plays a role in anything. If the guy's pink, if he can play quarterback, you're going to sign him.
How many black quarterbacks are in the NFL?
My God,
there's tons.
One of them isn't Wilson. One of them guys is mixed, I think. One of those guys in
One
the
of
top.
the guys is, yeah.
Who cares about that? Who sees that? I just want to win.
I just want to win. I think it's absurd to bring that up.
But
Duke, cut it out.
Knock it off, Duker.
We did.
It's our security dog. The second pick, Carl Basham, another defensive rush guy.
Rated about between 34 and 44 in most things I looked at, and we got him at 61. And I think being sitting there going, you can't pass this up.
No. I think we said at the end of our show, let's go take another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and then...
Pure brilliance on my name.
Well, it's not our first rodeos, right?
No, it's true. Hey, Duke.
The tackles, I like both the big kids. They're both big, athletic.
Yep.
And one kid already jacked to come here.
Oh, my God. He's jumping through tables and videotaping it. And, no, I think it's a good draft. And then you get down to the 5th round and et cetera, and you're picking up some pieces, right? A corner, a safety. The safety is best friends with Dane Jackson.
Right.
The wide receiver from Houston was Ed Oliver's roommate. Don't think these guys don't look into all this stuff.
Right.
And get some behind the scenes.
Who can knock Brandon Beane and McDermott's drafting anyway?
Unfortunately, people are, and I think it's absurd.
It's a draft, right? And there are going to be mistakes.
Yeah.
But these guys, look at last year's draft class. My God.
It's fantastic.
And Josh Allen. They went with Josh Allen, and I
yelled about it. I yelled about it. I wanted Josh Rosen, but everything we heard that year was that Allen was not even close to being ready, and it was not accurate. So what are you doing? You're in the Mountain Sky division.
Right.
We don't know. But
I'm not going to knock those guys, and they're drafting 30th. And
well, exactly. I mean,
do?
why didn't we get Quiddy Pay? Well, he was taken in the teens, jerk.
Yeah, and Vic Carucci, trade up. Well, that's easier said than done. And
you're giving up your
Minnesota,
whole draft.
You don't know who wants to really trade up. You got to have a trader.
Plus,
right?
I think trading up in the first round is a disaster for this team because we've got some big contracts coming up, and we're with Josh off the rookie contract. We're going to run out of cap money. So we've got to find guys that can compete with these other areas. If you want to move up in the first 10 or 15 slots, you're giving up almost your whole draft.
Yeah,
or next year, and they're saying next year's a great draft.
Yeah, there's going to be
a
lot of players were given that 5th-year option, or not the 5th-year option, another year because of COVID.
Right.
So you're going to have a stronger draft. You don't want to give any of those picks away. But
just to put that in perspective, I think they said there were 678 players got an agent this year, and normally that's around, I think they said 1,300.
My board, like I said, I had 12 first-round candidates on my board.
Yeah.
Now, part of that was because I just gave up with it.
Your board was made paper mache.
Well, it was. I got bored doing it and I stopped.
Bored of the board.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a fun night. I think the Bills.
And from what I'm hearing, our sources are telling us that the college free agent we signed, the tight end from Bowling Green, could be a diamond in the rough.
We're hearing he's the white.
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts. No, it's not racist. That's just what they're saying.
No, just because he's white and
Kyle Pitts is black. So, there's that. I'm excited. By the way, I have heard from the Buffalo Bills. I know many of you are hanging on this. I have certified that I am vaccinated, and I will be in the Ushers rotation this year.
Stop yourself.
I will. And I got the concerts in the summer, too. So, Morlock's back with a rejuvenated hip.
Well, and remember, ease your minds now. You're going to have some good public assistance out there. Stadium, what do they call it?
Gate 5, I'll be a ticket taker. Come on in and say hi. And then I'll show you your seat. I mean, it's a lot of fun out there. It is, isn't it?
That is a load off, I think, quite
a lot of people's minds. Well, we used to broom the damn place.
We cleaned it. Now we've pretty much been in every nick and cranny out there.
We own that jerk.
Plus, attending the games. Sabres?
Sabres, I'll tell you what I'm thinking, and I think probably 98% of the people watching are going to roar on this, okay? But I would bring Mike Hauser back to camp next year and see if he could compete for a backup.
Oh, my God, yes.
Maybe it's just, no, it's 2 games. I get that. Please don't attack and send all kinds of thumbs down. I know that it's only 2 games. However, sometimes these guys toil in darkness just waiting for the one shot and playing in front of an NHL team. For example, there's a lot of goalies that have horrific save percentages and goals against in the AHL because it's a wide open league and there's no D. Okay, they get up to the NHL and they actually play better and have better stats. I'm wondering if the kid's one of these guys. He's a scrapper. I'm not saying he's the answer. I said bring him into camp. Bring him in a preseason game.
What a story to be not playing a year and get called up because of all the stuff with our injuries with our goaltenders and then a family issue with the other kid. What a job he did.
Man.
And the last couple of games, actually under Granato, the team's been fun to watch.
They were very fun to watch. I'm always sorry there's only 2 games left.
Well, and he's given our young players, we were talking about this the other day off air. We do a lot, by the way, off air. Hope. You want to see some hope. And we, with the soccer jackass.
Wait. Ralph, the fraud
Kruger. I didn't think we had anything. I mean, they were ready to let Middlestat walk.
Honestly,
what do we got?
That was the worst hockey I've ever viewed as a Buffalo Sabre fan, and I'm talking the year that we tanked. I'm sorry, that was just horrific.
There was no
hockey.
hope. Darlene, it was
falling
generational.
apart.
What's going on here? Well, now
God.
We got Donnie Granato takes over interim. We're playing our young guys.
Yep.
Middlestat can play center. By the way, that bad game in Boston, the only thing we did do is beat them in the face-off circle, which we were told Middlestat and Reinhardt and Cousins couldn't do. Rasmus Asplund can actually play. Tage Thompson, when he's playing with talent, can actually...
He's come around. I don't know if he'll be anything more than a third liner, but he's not a toss away at this point.
No, he's playing with grit. The trade for Hall, we got that Anders Bjork, a friend of Eichel.
And I love Ruotsalainen, number 25 in your program.
I mean, in our young D, you got Samuelson and Borgen. They look very good. They don't need cooking anymore. It's time to feast.
Well, you can't give them the cookie till they're about 5 years in the juniors.
It's not a finished product. No
God,
pun intended toward our Finns. But we got hope now. And if Jack indeed wants to be a part of this,
that's the key.
And he's not disgusted.
He's got to be the part of it. And how could him and Reinhardt are really good friends. They've got to be talking to each other and saying, look, under this guy, this looks good. Now, what you could see, though, is go out and they get the gnarled old coach, and then I think they both want out.
Well, if you're going to be looking at Rod DeBod or Tortorella or Lavalette, and we got to have the Grizzly vets. No, I think, listen, give Granato a shot.
Give him the 2. We've said it before. Give him the 2 years at like $3 million and say, look, you could be a rich man and you're going to coach for a long time. Show us what you got.
And unless
do what got you there.
Yeah, unless he turns into the veteran lover. Who would have saw, and we're going back a few games now too, late in the game when we have the lead, our young guys playing instead of Tobias Ryder.
And guess what? I watched the other day.
Post
so the Islanders a couple days ago, they emptied their net, they're down 1. And I'm looking at Tage Thompson violently forechecking aggressively in their end. Like, you're not getting out of here. Not, let's sit back and wiggle backwards. It's great to see. I hate Cody Eakin. I can't. He played last night. I know he got a goal. I could care less.
No.
It was a great play by Skinner. I can't stomach the guy. He's got to go. Buy him out. Kill him. I don't care.
Right.
By the way, Cousins. I'm done with Cousins. He can't. He hasn't scored a goal in 17 games. He's got an assist. 1 assist in the last 7. Sit him down. Put him upstairs. I'm kidding about that.
No, I know. But that's what we would have had with Pitch.
That's what we would have had. Actually, Pitch would have done it.
Have we missed Tobias Reeder?
Oh, good Lord, no. But here's the other thing, too. Cousins he's been really playing great. What he probably hit is a little bit of a wall. He's a junior player now playing in the pros every other night. And from a family here that the kids play junior, they don't play that often. So I think the kids probably hit a little bit of a wall, but that's good. Let them play through it.
And remember, we played Boston and the Islanders and
all these good teams.
And they're fighting for playoff positions.
They're jockeying.
They're not playing.
No, they're jockeying hard.
You put Eichel in the lineup, Cousins isn't a number 1 yet.
That's right.
Now everybody slides down.
Oh, I'm agreeing with you.
So
I agree with you.
It's so important. We're doing this stuff without Jack Eichel, for crying out loud. And if he wants out, and this is something that Kevin Adams is going to have to figure out in the offseason, obviously. But it's not going to be a trade for, let's go back to Beantown and give me, first-round picks for the next 12 years. No,
none of that. I don't want to.
And Boston actually has nothing I want.
They got nothing I want.
I don't want aging guys. They're
Rangers,
aging.
you asked for Fox on the D line, and you asked for one of the top 4.
Lafreniere.
Lafreniere.
And
First overall. So we'll see what happens. I think it's going to come down for him and Sammy. It's going to come down to the coach. If they keep Granato, I think they're both going to be pretty happy. Just, I don't know him. But I don't hang out with Eichel.
If Kevin Adams is watching, which I highly doubt or whatever, please.
No, he's not.
Let's play our young guys. We now know that we haven't drafted stupidly over the years. We got some talent here.
Yes, we do.
And let's let them play and sprinkle with a couple of big guys that make us a bit tougher. We need to be a little bit tougher.
Yeah, so 2 more games to the Sabres.
It's our security dog. People try to get at you and everything, but
well, we got a lot of fans.
Right.
So, Tom, we got 4 minutes if the battery holds out. Do we want to do any?
Well, real quick,
state
politically,
of the U.S.
This shit administration is not allowing the vets to have their annual Memorial Day motorcycle rally because of COVID. That's absurd. They granted licenses for BLM to protest during the height of COVID.
Right.
That's just friggin' unacceptable. Those vets. That's why we're safe here. Because of those men and women.
What a joke.
That should not be. And the students at Niagara U apparently were complaining about the military and the...
they had some cadets there.
That's absurd.
Yeah, Niagara University. And if anybody calls you for give money to NU, even if you're an alum, don't do it. They're trying to kick the cadets off there. They said, well, they don't pay tuition. But now all of a sudden, cadets are bad. Police are bad. Military's bad.
Socialists, listen, guys, take it from some old timers who've been there. You don't want socialism. The Chinese are preparing to march through us.
Yes, they are.
And socialist Sandy and the crew, go to hell.
And that gook in North Vietnam, he just basically warned us the other day in a speech to his country. We better tread lightly, he said.
Yeah, I'll tread lightly.
I'll step on your throat.
But we got to get numbnuts out of D.C. there, the cadaver.
Yeah, absolutely.
His leaf program. Anyways, I don't want to dwell much on that, but BLM's a Marxist group, by the way. Just throw it out there.
He did give a second job to Kamala Harris, who got 1% of the vote in the primary. The first job was the border. She's done nothing. She hasn't even gone there. The second job, I have no idea what it is, but it's going to be terrible. She sits around for photo ops with him and follows him in case he falls. Well, yeah.
He inherited the goddamn wall.
Yeah, exactly. In case he falls backward while the photo's going, she can catch him. That's why she's there.
By the way, you keep bending over. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you guys soon. Hopefully the battery hung in there.
I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready to go. I
hate ending when it's just the
battery
battery
You're
kills,
right. You're right. Okay,
trying to get it in there.
I'll be quiet. Oh, I'll finish from 2 weeks ago. The teacher at Buff State who said, I'm kind of sick of the whole Black Lives Matter, and they're going to fire her, and it became because of they thought she meant black lives. She was talking about the Marxist organization, who are nothing more than radical communists that cause trouble. So maybe we should stop there. Also, a stop the other day. Mexican-American policeman stopped, we think, a white woman, we're not sure.
Teacher.
She called him a murderer the whole time, and then said, you'll never be white, Mexican. You'll
Is that
never
what our
be
teachers
white.
are like?
That's great for the teaching of the children. So, the children.
By the way, if you have a problem with police or security, tweet LeBron James. Maybe he can help you with it.
He'll help you out. Oh, that guy was suspended too. All right, we'll talk to you later.
Love y'all. Timmy!